that on my record. That's not gonna stop me from finding another place with my voucher. He did that because he don't want me to move. He think I'm finna give him all my money. What money? Yeah, we got eviction on our door. That was Monday. That was Monday, the same day he called my phone. Cause you not finna harass me about some money that don't belong to you. He's not finna harass me about what money. I don't owe that man nothing. It's my money and my kids' money. What makes y'all think I'm finna give him $3,000? Who got $3,000? Not me. He want us to stay in the house. No. He's not the only private owner out here in Jacksonville. I'm not ashamed of that. I already got that on my record. How you think my aunt found him with an eviction on my record? I can find another place that take my voucher. He's not the only.
Her facial expressions are hilarious. Her facial expressions are hilarious. Let me tell y'all something too. When I'm doing my little prep, pre-video prep, and I'm in the process of sourcing my videos, sometimes like I think to myself, and I feel like sometimes it feels like I'm a music A&R. So because it feels like I'm just looking for talent. Imagine the music A&R that discovered Chris Brown. What he was thinking when he saw Chris Brown for the first time. He was probably thinking in his mind, this young dude, he's going to make me rich. And that's how I think when I see some of these people and they come across my path. Because when I saw her, I said, we're going to go to the top of the charts with this one. And she delivered. But ultimately, you know, she hasn't been paying her rent for the past few months. And now she's basically just throwing a temper tantrum. And according to her, she's not going to have any problem finding somewhere else to go. And her voucher is still going to be able to take her wherever she needs to be. So only time will tell if that's actually true. Because from my understanding, if you lose your voucher, for one, Section 8 is already extremely competitive. But two, I think if you actually lose it, for degenerate reasons, then that's it. And you're done. And you're off the program. So we'll see. We'll see if she, resurfaces.
Nobody can do, like, nobody can make me feel bad or ashamed about my public housing. Like, because one thing about it, it's like, if everybody could be on Section 8, everybody would be on it with no problem. It wouldn't be no problem if everybody could get approved for it. But because only certain people get approved for it, now y'all just acting like, but one thing about it, you bitches will never make me feel bad because I don't give no fucks. I'm still in the motherfucking house.
Oh my God.
I'm still in the motherfucking house. You feel me? So it's just.
Why is she pinked out that house like that? Everything is pink and it's a little childish to me. I remember I used to work for a moving company. That was one of my early jobs. And I remember we moved this chick, and basically, she had a family. She had a man, she had kids, and they were all living in that house. And all you saw was pictures of like the lipstick kiss and Marilyn Monroe all over the wall and all type of stuff. And I'm like, how is this brother in this home like this? Like, how does he even have any testosterone left? It was a house like this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it was crazy. Pink rug. It was just so girly. But yeah, let's get back into it. Sidebar. Oh, like the video. Do me a favor, like the video right now, y'all, if you can. Real quick, takes 1 second, and it helps me tremendously. Let's get back into it.
Like, and then the thing is, like, at the end of the day, all these houses, Section 8, they all go off of your income, okay? So You feel me? Like y'all working, like nice jobs and stuff like that. Even all right, boom. Say if you making $15, $16 an hour, you're not gonna go out here and apply for no apartment that's $3,000, $4,000 a month. You feel me? It just doesn't make any sense. So when we get on these programs and they're going off of our income, like some people have jobs and stuff, they go off of your income. So depending on how much you make at that job, that's how much they're going to base your rent on, like so yeah, it just varies for for different people. So I just don't understand, like, how you mad that somebody is paying rent that they can afford. Like, that's what they can afford at the moment. And my whole thing is, with me, I know you can't make me feel bad because this is not my end goal. Like, I know I want so much more for myself, and I'm going to get that. But in my time, I'm not rushing it for nobody because y'all don't want me to have brown cabinets or white refrigerators. I don't have white refrigerator. I definitely got them brown cabinets. But you not gonna try to bully me into, oh yeah, bitch, you got brown cabinets. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I'm still in that motherfucking house. In my best New York voice, I'm still in a fucking house, and I feel like that's the problem. Like, why are y'all mad that people? Why you mad? How rent is $500? How the fuck are you mad when she probably only get $1,000 a month? So half of that is going to rent, and she probably, if may or may not, because y'all just think everybody, if you.
Well, and we can address that. I mean, the main issue, because the first thing she said was that if everybody could get Section 8, they would. So a lot of people, the reason that they're giving her backlash is because we're just hating, because if we could get it, we would. I think that's true for a certain segment, but I can tell you right now, if I could get it, I wouldn't. And I know a lot of people in my tribe on this channel wouldn't. And the reason is because you're ultimately limiting yourself. You're constraining your own self, because to be on Section 8, there is an income cap. So that means that at a certain threshold, either you no longer qualify for it, or it will start to subtract some of the benefits you're already getting in proportion to what you're making. So what we find is that a lot of times people on Section 8 are intentionally trying to stay below a certain threshold of income in order to remain in good standing of their benefits. So ultimately what that's saying is that now you can't even try to come out here and be abundant and truly earn, because you're clinging to these benefits so hard that you've grown accustomed to. And that's also the issue of why a lot of people have problems with the way that the system is designed right now, because there's people who are taking advantage of that. And it's like a win-win, because now it's like, okay, I can get everything taken care of as long as I don't work. And in a lot of people's mind, it's like, well, I don't want to work anyway. So it's a win-win. I don't have to work, and I can basically be paid for by the taxpayers like me. And that's where the issue comes into play. And, you know, she has to address that.
You on low income, you just automatically getting food stamps. Some people, they be cutting it for various different reasons, and some people don't. Just, I don't know. Some people food stamps just be fucked up like mine's. I don't be like that shit. I don't be pressed for it, because I got a little couple extra dollars to get the food and stuff. But when I'm down bad, I'm gonna go down to the office. But like, I just don't like how y'all be judging people. Like, y'all just judge people for any little fucking thing. Let me tell you this: if you're a person that's on housing, if you on Section 8, don't let nobody make you feel bad. Like, long as you're not living like a project dirty, you feel me? Just carry yourself as if you in $1,000 million home. You feel me? Like, don't just, oh yeah, I'm in here and I'm just gonna treat it like, no, don't do that, because at the end of the day, it's still your home. It's still your safe place. So you always want your safe place to feel like, but yeah, nobody could ever make me feel bad. Like, nobody could ever make me feel bad for being on housing. Like, I'm 27 years old. I started late. My mom passed when I was 22 years old, so I had a lease. So I was baby. I was the only child, so I was a mommy's girl. And that's another thing. Like death always works in like I have a friend. He always tell me.
Let's just address the judgment part real quick, because she has a problem with the judgment, et cetera, and ultimately the comment section. But last time I checked, when you join Section 8, they don't make you have to put a sign on your door that lets everybody know that you're on Section 8. So what this ultimately means is that you decide to broadcast to the world, and in most cases brag about your Section 8. And then you have a problem with what happens after the fact, the consequences or the accountability of then people having an opinion. But nobody told you that you had to come on here and let everybody know that you're on those benefits. It actually used to be something that people were ashamed to admit. But now people come on and proudly broadcast the fact that they're getting benefits, which was nobody needed to know, but something in you made you feel like you had to let everybody know for whatever reason. And then you don't like what you get back in return. That was a decision. And that was the trade-off that you chose. If you choose to come on here and tell everybody, nobody needs to know that you're on benefits.
Like, God ain't gonna put nothing on you can't handle, which I already knew that. But then another thing that he said was like, sometimes like when people are in your life, you get stuck and you feel like not like you don't want more for yourself, but you just comfortable. So just I don't know, say if my mom was still here, 9 times out of 10 I would probably still be living with her. And that's not because like maybe I don't know, that's probably because I always had a job, when she was here or whatever the case may be. I always kept a job. So I don't know, but how me and my mother relationship was like, I could definitely still see myself still living with my mom because we had that relationship, like that was my best friend. But I say all that to
That's cold word. She can see herself still living with her mom, and they still be on Section 8 probably, because her mom was probably on Section 8. Because where did you get the information from to get on it? And we'll end it here with this last thing, right? The last thing I want to end it with is how she mentioned that God will never give you anything that you can't handle. I agree with that. So what that means is that if you end up in a situation that seems like it's out of your control, it really is in your control. But at that point, it's up to you to look within yourself and see what more you have to do that you're not doing. So if you're working 40 hours a week and you're not able to make it with the 40 hours a week, and you're a single able-bodied person like it appears that she is, then guess what? You have to work 60, maybe 80. You can handle it. He didn't give you a situation you can't handle. But what probably ended up happening is that you were just unwilling. And that's a personal choice. And that's the trade-off that you accept. You'll accept to be in a destitute situation if you're unwilling to do what it takes in order to take responsibility for yourself, like we all have to do. But a lot of times people don't want to give up their precious time, and they would rather push the burden on other people as well as just complain and be victims. And it's getting to the point to where we need to start expecting adults to start adulting. She's 27 years old and she seems very childish, and this isn't good. I don't like where this is going. And yeah, people need to start. It seems like 30 is the new 18 now, and 40 is the new 22. So let's leave it there. Y'all like the video again? Oh, also hype the video. Hyping is a new feature on YouTube to where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically what it does is it gives us visibility to the scale of the larger content creators as well. So it helps us grow. So if you could hype the video, that would help me tremendously. Also like the video, please. And subscribe if you want to join the Legion. And also Patreon is linked below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.